Before I went to England for my undergraduate study, on the offer from a university, it stated I had to reach 6.5 in the IELTS exam. I had 4.5 in the speaking test, 5.5 in total. In my defense, I had no idea what the exam was like. I wasn't prepared, but eventually I got 6.5. Also in the speaking test. Now I'd like to share with you some of my advice and opinions if you're facing the same challenge. The first thing you should do is 6 months before the exam, you should start your preparation. Don't wait until you have only 2 or 3 weeks. It's not enough. You should think about the exam materials, the topics in the speaking test all the time. Think about what topics might come up in the exam and ask yourself some questions, relevant questions, and give some answers. Talk to yourself. I think this is probably the most, maybe not efficient, but it's really effective. It'll help you speed up your thinking in the exam. It'd be best if you can chat with native speakers, but if that's not available, you can talk to ChatGPT nowadays, just to validate your answers, and also let them help you make up some questions, and you give your answers and compare your answers to the answers provided by the AI. If this is not feasible, you can learn from the listening materials or learn from some TV shows. I don't recommend you to learn from movies or TV series, because those conversations are quite often designated to a certain settings. It might not be really natural in the real life. I recommend you to watch talk shows where there are hosts and there are guests, and they have loads of conversations together. And then you should write an introduction for yourself and try to remember every bit of it, because at the beginning of the exam, the examiner will always ask questions about yourself, and because this introduction is about yourself, so it's much easier to remember, and then you can just provide answers, and that's why you should do it. About all the other questions, you should try to avoid memorizing the answers directly from your preparation, because in the exam you'll be very nervous. It's just so easy to say something wrong. It's so easy to forget the things you just prepared, and you don't want the examiners know that you tried your best to provide answers from your memory. But you should remember the words you learned during the learning process. Although the examiners want spontaneous response, but we know that you are prepared because you have thought about those topics all the time. You don't memorize the answer intentionally, but you are familiar with the topics. Right before the exam, take a deep breath, and in the exam, try your best to slow down your speech. As learners at beginner level or medium level, you'll probably speed up naturally as your heart works so hard. They'll pump your blood so enthusiastically and passionately, and you'll never be such diligent workers in your life as they are now in the exam. And then be louder. Let the examiners hear you, and that's really important. You'll get more and more confident in a while. In the previous video, I mentioned don't forget to use the advanced words and grammatical structures you learned. For example, you can practice and use relative clauses more often, so you can combine simple structures together. You'll reduce the number of simple sentences when you speak. And in the last, remember to watch my videos. You might learn something that might surprise you. But what does 6.5 mean when you live abroad? it means nothing. To be honest, it means nothing. Try to be confident when you talk. Be louder and slow down your speech. People might understand you better.
Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you fulfill your goal and get 6.5 or higher. Bye.